Police Chief Murray of the Baltimore, Police Chief Murphy, Paul of Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Fire! Call the fire!
Parenthetically, if you think about it, what was the reason why we led the world beginning around 1905, 6, and 7, and 8?
Good one.
Beginning around 1905, 6, and 7, and 8.
And especially take care of your health this year. Go get that COVID vaccine and get your flu shot.
Well, we are looking forward to a big celebration tonight. Thank you very much for being with us. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year
to
Ryan.
you and to all of America.
To all Americans.
And by the way, I want to warn you. There are two types. The medals are beautiful. The ribbons are hung on. One doesn't separate. So any woman who I'm giving the one medal to, please don't get angry with me if I mess up your hair. Please don't get angry with me if I mess up your hair.
What?
If you look at how much incomes rose, or I should say earnings rose last year relative to how much people are actually shelling out on higher prices, at the very bottom of the income distribution, poor people are coming out way behind. Their bills went up way more than their actual earnings went up. At the top end of the income distribution, it's the opposite. People who are higher income households have found that their total earnings have vastly outpaced inflation. And that's a little bit to the contrary of the narrative you've been hearing from the White House and many economists. And that's partly because people are looking at the percent change in hourly wage growth, which is a reasonable thing to look at. But the problem is that lower income households tend to work fewer hours. They're living paycheck to paycheck. They're buying different things than higher income households. They spend much more of their consumption on, for example, gas and groceries, which have had the highest price increases over the past year. So when you net it all out, when you look at how much people are spending, when you look at what they're spending on, when you look at how many hours they are working, the consequence is that poor people are falling behind, at least if you're looking at earnings. Now, they've gotten a lot of cash from the government, which has made up much of the difference, but they're falling behind. Rich people are pulling ahead.
What the hell is that shit?
And by the way, the food prices, the main driver of food prices is not the price of beef and eggs, et cetera, although they're up. It's packaged goods. Packaged goods. You're going to see people not buying Kellogg's Raisin Bran, which you're going to see them buy another Raisin Bran, which would be $1 cheaper. I mean, so what's happening is there is real movement.
They're great names.
Raisin Bran, which you're going to see them buy another Raisin Bran, which would be $1 cheaper. I mean, so.
I'm sorry, we seem to be having some technical difficulty.
I have not made that formal decision, but it's my intention. My intention to run again. And we have time to make that decision.
Dr. Biden is for it. Mr. President. Oh.
Dr. Biden thinks that, my wife thinks that we're doing something very important.
Was that a fart? I don't know.
Thank you, please. Thank you. Although I like the fact Joe Manchin's standing all this time. He's a friend. Hi, Jojo. How are you, pal?
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
Hi, Jojo. How are you, pal? This one was not. I did a whole video. I mean, what the hell? Zoom? Zoom. Zoom. All I see every time I think of Zoom is that song in my generation. Who's zooming who?
Good job.
Yeah.
Take pride in that.
Let me answer the question. The answer is that I had a long meeting with my team and what they're doing. You know, we were there 2 hours after the train went down. 2 hours. I've spoken with every single major figure in both Pennsylvania and in Ohio. And so the idea that we're not engaged is just simply not there. And initially there was not a request for me to go out, even before I was heading over to speak. So keeping very close tabs on it. Sir, okay, the California, sir. Why?